Welcome to Gentle Restorative Yoga Blend. We'll be doing a combination of some gentle yoga, some small flows perhaps, some stretching, combined with some restorative and yin poses to really help us relax and open up our joints. I'm starting seated today, and I am sitting on a blanket. We'll be here for a bit, so a blanket might be a very nice option. I have my bolster, my towels, other blankets and pillows using as we go along. When we get to our restorative portions, we'll be doing some things throughout the class today, actually. You'll find we're going to hold these poses for several minutes. So what feels comfortable for us in a normal pose for a few breaths might be uncomfortable if we're holding it for several minutes. So we use the bolsters and supports to make us feel more comfortable as we go along. So starting seated in a Sukhasana, in a comfortable seated position, let's just take a moment to shift our weight from side to side, rounding our sits bones, stacking the spine, lifting the sternum. Let's think about drawing the navel in and up. Let's imagine a piece of string tied to the top of our heads, pulling us up toward the sky, nice and tall. Let's shrug our shoulders up and just release them down. And then roll them back and down, sliding shoulder blades down the back. Imagine sliding your shoulder blades into your back hip pockets. Now we'll just softly close our eyes. Bring awareness to the breath. Just to observe the breath first. Observing the length of the inhale and the exhale. Let's take a deep inhale and a big exhale. Go back to normal breath for 2 breaths. Then another deep inhale and exhale. And just continue this pattern of 2 normal breaths and 1 deep breath. This is our centering breath. Now after your next deep breath, you can return to normal breathing. Let's take 1 more deep inhale through the nose and sigh out through the mouth. We'll seal our lips. We can open our eyes. Try to use our Ujjayi breath, our ocean breath. We accomplish that with a light constriction in the back of the throat, so the breath becomes audible just to us. Sounds like the ocean waves. Let's grab our knees now. Let's lift the chest and arch the back for a seated cow pose, inhaling to expand the front body. And as we exhale, we'll scoop the abs, curl the spine, tuck in for seated cat pose. Inhale, lift to cow. Exhale, scoop into cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Follow your own breath now for a couple more rounds. Inhaling to lift and open. Exhaling to scoop and round. And next time you finish a cat pose, come back to neutral, sitting up nice and tall. Let's put the right hand on the right ribs and just press the rib cage to the left. With the left hand, we'll press back to the right. Once you've got the feel for that of just sliding your rib cage from side to side, you can stop using your hands. We'll just shift the ribs side to side. And we'll come back to neutral. Now we'll stir the pot, inhaling into cow pose, exhaling around to one side, scooping into cat, inhaling back to cow. 2 more times in this direction. Exhale, scoop. Inhale, lift. Once more. Exhale, scoop. Inhale, lift. Let's pause at the center. Inhale. Exhale, shift directions now. Scooping into cat. Inhaling to cow. 2 more times. Really mobilizing the spine here, just loosening things up. Nice and gentle. We'll come back to neutral. We'll stack the spine. We'll pack the shoulders. Let's just bring fingertips down to the floor and just trace half circles. Just beginning to twist the spine ever so gently. Warming it up. Okay, we'll build on that with our next pose, which is called Half Lord of the Fishes. It's a twist. Let's bring your right foot out. Try to bring your left foot back towards your right hip. We'll plant the right foot across the left thigh. So, left knee is pointing forward pretty much. Right leg crosses the left leg. Let's take that right hand back behind us. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale the left elbow to the right leg. Inhale tall, drawing the abs in. Exhale, taking our twist to the right. Inhaling tall, lengthening the spine. Exhaling, turn a little more, whatever is available to us today. Breathe and twist. Couple of breaths here. Relaxing back to center, uncrossing the legs. Let's bring that right foot around pretty much to the left hip as much as possible. The right knee pointing forward now. The left foot stepping over the right leg. The left hand sweeping back, propping us up tall. Inhaling the right arm up, exhaling the elbow, cross the left knee. Inhale, draw the abs in. Exhale, take your twist. Inhale, stack the spine. Exhale, go farther if you can. It's whatever you have to do today. Couple of breaths. Relaxing back to center. Let's move into a Baddha Konasana pose now to begin to open our hips a little bit more. And I'm going to use a bolster here. I bring the soles of the feet together. I'm going to use the bolster to rest my head. I can put it in front of my feet, come forward. I could also put it between my feet if I like. Lean forward here. You don't have to use a bolster. You can just lean into it. Remember, we'll be here for a few breaths, maybe a minute or two. We'll grab the ankles. We might be able to rest our elbows on our inner thighs. We might be able to add a light pressure with our elbows, pressing into our inner thigh. We're trying to keep our spine fairly long here, not a rounding or hunching while we're supporting the head. Bring our awareness now to the inner thighs. Trying to open the legs, feel a stretch. If you need to adjust your bolster further forward to get more sensation in the pose, go right ahead. Maybe you find as we go along, you want to lie the bolster down. Take the bolster away. Whatever works for you. Inhale and exhale. And we'll use that sinking breath open the hips. Now let's bring our hands to the floor and press ourselves up. Take a breath. I'm going to turn now. Our next pose will be caterpillar. This is to begin to loosen up our hamstrings a bit. So I'm turning so you can see what I'm doing. For caterpillar, you might want to put a little something under your knees so you don't lock them out. You can use a larger rolled up blanket than this if you want to. Again, I recommend sitting on a blanket here as well. Now we want lots of stuff here, so I'm going to grab my other pillow so I can lean forward. It's like a forward fold, but supported. But I still want a long spine. So I'm going to stack here. You can see I've stacked here so that if I press down on my legs, I don't lock my knees out completely. That's why I've got my little rolled up towels with bolster here. And I can cross my forearms and rest my forehead on my arms. And this is a caterpillar pose. And I begin feeling a light stretch in my hamstring, and my back a bit as well. Let's try to relax our shoulders. Let our shoulder blades just melt down. Relax your head again. Let your cushions, bolsters, or pillows support the weight of your body. And if you find you want to slide forward a bit, push your bolsters forward and get a little deeper as you relax into the pose, go right ahead. You might want to scan your body. Feel if there's any tension. Try to relax the muscles in your leg. Relax your back, relax your neck. Bring our hands down to the floor and press ourselves back up. Put our bolsters and cushions aside. I'm going to roll forward now into my hands and knees. I can cross my legs and reach over. I can always kneel on my blanket while I've got it here. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. The option exists to make fists for wrists. Take a cat-cow in this position. We'll inhale, lift the chest, tailbone. We'll exhale to scoop and curl in. Inhale, lift. Scoop. We'll come back to neutral spine. We'll slide the right foot back, curl the toes under, rock on the ball of the foot. Now we'll float that right leg up, trying to bring it in line with the spine, parallel to the floor, keeping it nice and active, really actively pressing out through the heel with a flexed foot. Now extending the left arm forward for spinal balance. Think about working from your core, drawing the abs in, navel to spine, engaging, stabilizing. Now we're bending that right leg so the sole of our foot faces the ceiling. And we're sweeping our left arm back, trying to grab that right foot or ankle. If we can grab it, we'll kick the foot into the hand. Sort of a kneeling version of dancer pose. Opening up our hip flexors and quadriceps in the right leg. And relaxing back down. Now sliding the left foot back, curling the toes under and rocking here. Loosening it up. And now floating that left leg up, parallel to the floor, in line with the spine, nice and active. Pressing out through the heel with a flexed foot. Extending the right arm forward. Spinal balance. Bracing from the midsection out. Breathe. Stabilize. Now bending the left knee. The sole of our left foot facing the ceiling. We can sweep the right hand back, try to grab the foot or ankle. And if we do grab it, we kick the foot into the hand. We open the hip. We stretch the quads. Just release back down to hands and knees. Bring our big toes in to touch each other. Open our knees a little wider. Sinking hips toward heels. Sliding fingertips forward. Floating forehead down to the mat. Child's pose. Feel the lengthening of your spine. Come into the awareness of your body as your hips sink and you traction your back. Feel the sensation. And now walking our hands in, we can sit up, we can curl our toes under, we can roll back into the balls of our feet. Let's inhale to straighten our legs into forward fold. Our knees can stay soft, our feet can be hip width apart, the head can hang heavy. Now grabbing opposite elbows with each hand, nodding the head yes or shaking the head no. Just releasing any tension from the neck, swaying the arms in and out or side to side. Releasing the shoulders and back. The knees are still soft. You can fold the chest into the thighs if you like. We can release our elbows so our fingertips might come down. They might even brush the floor. We'll inhale to lift halfway, coming to a flat back. Sliding the shoulder blades down the back. Drawing the abs in. Extend the arms back to airplane. Still thinking about sliding the shoulder blades into our back hip pockets, finding lift in the sternum, keeping the spine long, keeping the neck in line with the spine. Inhale, exhale back to forward fold. Inhaling to lift halfway, exhaling to fold. Inhaling to lift halfway, exhaling to fold. On the next inhale, we'll circle sweep our arms and rise up. Let's bring hands to heart center. Shift the weight from one side to the other till we're ground equally through our feet. Activate the legs, draw the kneecaps up. Try to spiral your thighs inward. Drive the navel in and up, lifting the sternum. Activate the shoulders back and down. Arms at our sides, palms are forward, starfish hands. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, press down. Inhale, sweep, our thumbs turn back as we lift. Our thumbs turn forward as we press down. One more time. From here, we're going to swan dive. So we'll soften our knees, hinge the hips, and fold forward. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, we'll come back to heart center. Let's step out to a wide stance now. And our kind of rule of thumb here is we're sort of starting with the idea that our feet are about as wide apart as our leg is long. We can adjust from there. We want to have our feet turned out about a 45-degree angle so that our knees are pointing toward our toes. That's the most important thing, more so than the width of your feet, is that your knees do line up with your toes, so you're not twisting your knees in or out to do the pose. So find what works for you. We'll stack the spine. We'll roll the shoulders back and down. We'll interlace the fingers behind the back. We'll press knuckles down toward the floor. Lift the sternum up. Inhale, expand the front body. Exhale, take a hip hinge. Come down to just a flat back for starters. From a flat back, we can reset the shoulders, roll them back. We can stay here at flat back. If we want to go deeper, if we don't mind lowering the head below the heart, we can fold deeper. We can lift the arms off the back up toward the ceiling. Rinsing out the shoulders. Breathing and sinking. Now releasing our hands, bringing our fingertips down on the floor under our shoulders. So we're all here in basically a wide leg forward fold. We've got a flat back. So think of it as a halfway lift, really. Now planting the left hand under the nose. You can inhale the right arm up. Remember, the spine is long here. Breathe. Let's bring that right hand back down. Place it under the nose. We'll inhale the left arm up. Breathe. Keep the spine nice and long. Squeezing shoulder blades together. Bringing it back down. Let's walk our hands over to the right foot. We'll flex the left foot. Option to raise the right heel if you like here for Skandasana. Let's walk the hands around, coming into low lunge. You might have noticed I left my blanket here. I did that on purpose so I can put my knee here. Hands up to thigh, stack the spine. Now I've uncurled my back toes so my toenails are down on the floor. In my low lunge, I'm bringing my hands to my third eye. Inhale, lift. Exhale, curl. Three more times. Two. And one. Inhale. Let's extend the arms up. Interlace the fingers. We'll point the index fingers. Inhale, lift. Exhale, swaying to the right toward the knee that's forward. Well, toward the side of the knee that's forward. Inhale, back up. Exhale, sway. Inhale, lift. And sway. And lift. Now, coming into Anjaneyasana, I want to open my hip more. I can either walk my front foot forward more or keep my back foot further back. Get more openness here. my left hip and left quads. I want to keep my chest lifted so I can have hands on thighs here, sinking forward and down, or I can also sweep my arms up, opening up my hips and quads, breathing and sinking. Let's press back into Hanumanasana, flexing the front foot. Bring your hands down to the floor or to blocks or cushions, long spine, getting our deeper hamstring stretch here. Inhale and exhale. Now shifting back forward, bringing my hands inside my foot, coming to a lizard pose. And if I have blocks or a bolster, and I want to lower down a bit further, I could bring my forearms down. I can also roll to the outside edge of my forward foot, my right foot, let that knee fall out to the side a bit if I want to. Nice hip opening stretch here. But you do what works for you. Find that, you can stay up here. Whatever works. Breathe and sink. Now wherever we are, let's walk back up onto our hands. Come back into what is basically just a low lunge. And walk our feet around. And let's pivot that back heel around, coming back to Skandasana. And we'll shift over to the other side, to the left foot. Heel can be down, heel can be up. Breathing and sinking. We'll walk our hands around, come down to our low lunge, uncurling our toes, walking hands up to the thigh, coming to third eye, inhaling, exhaling. For 4. For 3. For 2. And 1. As we rise up, we'll interlace fingers, we'll point the index fingers. Inhale, tall, exhale, sway to the left, so toward the side of the knee that is forward. Inhale to rise. Exhale to sway. Inhale to rise. For 3, 2, and 1. Now we'll adjust our feet, either forward with the back or either back with the back or forward with the front. Shifting into Anjaneyasana. Chest lifted. Option. Extend the arms up. Hips are sinking forward and down. A couple more breaths here. Press back, we'll flex that front foot. Hinging from the hip crease, pressing the chest forward toward the thigh. Hanumanasana, getting our deeper hamstring stretch. With each inhale, we try to bring more length to the spine. With each exhale, we try to sink a little deeper into the stretch. Breathe, sink. Now we'll shift forward for a lizard pose. We'll bring the hands inside the foot. We can stay right here. We can also lower down to blocks or bolsters with our forearms even to the floor. We can also roll to the outside edge of our foot. Let the knee fall out to the side. Opening the hip. Inhale and exhale, listening to the body. Couple more breaths. come back onto our hands. Go back to our low lunge. We'll walk our hands around. We'll pivot around into Skandasana. And we'll come back to center. And we'll come down to our knees now. Now that our hips are somewhat open, we're ready to do our frog pose, our restorative frog. For frog, we will want to have a bolster, maybe more than one. More height will make the pose easier to do. We're going to straddle this bolster and turn our feet out. Bring our knees out to the side. Now, knees should be level with the hips. So as much lift as you need to get the knees in line with the hips. Not up here, not out here. Go ahead and find that. And we'll lower down. Feet are turned out. Inhale and exhale. This is a nice hip opener. Now, if this just does not work for you at all, there is a single side at a time option, and that would be done without the bolsters. That would be done lying face down. With one leg out behind you and one leg out to the side, resting on a blanket, opening this way. So if you prefer to do one leg at a time, that's fine. I'll give you about 2 or 3 minutes, and we'll give you a switch side signal. If you're doing both legs, just hang out where you are. That'll be fine. Doing one leg at a time, we can switch sides now. So we'll straighten the leg that's currently bent, move our blanket to the other side. Bring that knee out to the side. wherever we are, we can plant our hands come up. We're going to go from a forward posture to a back posture, to a supported fish pose. This is a heart opening pose. You'll need at least one bolster. And there are two options I can give you right off the top. One option will be to have your bolster in line with your spine, hips on the floor, lie back. You want your head supported on the bolster, arms can come out to the side, or for more sensation, under the head, whatever works for you. Second option, turn the bolster sideways, perpendicular to your spine. Lie back so it's just behind your back ribs. And if you're doing this option, you might want to have some extra cushions to support your head. Remember, we want to have things feel supported and stable here. So it kind of catches you just below your armpits. Again, hips are on the floor. Arms can open to the side, down at your sides, over your head. Wherever you find the best feeling for you. And from here, I would encourage you, first, just to scan the body, feeling that everything is supported, that everything is relaxed, that everything is melting, and the heart is opening. And then I would bring awareness to the heart. Perhaps imagine that your breath is passing in and out through the heart. Perhaps imagine that there's a light that shines from your heart and spreads through your body. one side. You can press into the elbow. Come up. We can clear off the mat now. Our next pose doesn't require any kind of bolsters at all. It is Bananasana. Lying on our backs. We'll bring our feet to the corners of the mat. We'll bring our arms up to the corners of the mat. Let's take the right foot and cross it over the left ankle. Let's take the right hand over to the left hand so the left hand can grab that right wrist. You can gently press your right hip out a bit here. So your body is in a curve, like a banana. And as we breathe, we'll think about bringing the breath into the right side of the ribs. Getting that nice side body opening here. Now floating that right foot back over to the right bottom corner of the mat. Floating that right hand back to the top right corner. So once again, we're extended out to the four corners of the mat. Now we're floating the left foot, crossing over the right ankle. Floating the left hand over toward the right hand so we can grab that wrist. Pressing the left hip out, curving the body. Using the breath to expand the left side ribs. Breathe and open. Now floating that left foot back to the bottom left corner of the mat. Floating the left hand back to the top left corner. So we're extended out to the corners of our mat. Let's reach out through our fingers and toes for a nice full stretch. Inhale and exhale and relax. For our relaxation pose, our final relaxation pose today, I'm going to be doing Makarasana, crocodile pose. This is like Shavasana, except it's face down. So if you would prefer to do Shavasana or any variation like mountain brook with bolsters under your knees or back or neck, feel free. If you'd like to do Makarasana, I like to put a blanket down so that I'm not having my face on the floor. I like to do the belly press as well. So I use this pillow. You can use a folded blanket or a small cushion under the abdominals. Now, depending on your anatomy, you may want to have more support here or here. Whatever feels comfortable for you is fine. Bolster yourself in whatever way makes you feel supported, comfortable, allowing you to relax. So coming into the pose, again, I have belly press. And I could stack my hands and rest my forehead on my hand. I do like to fold my arms over and grab my elbows. So I can rest my forehead here. So choose your position. You can do Makarasana. You can bolster yourself however you like. You can lie on your back and do Shavasana. And as you settle in, begin to scan the body. Relaxing the top of the head, relaxing the eyes, the jaw, the neck. Letting your shoulders melt. Letting the arms be loose. Let those shoulder blades just slide down your back. Let your spine sink toward the floor. Let your hips ground down. Your legs relax. Knees are soft. Thighs are soft. Calves are soft. Relax the feet. Come back to the awareness of your breath. Be aware of the inhale and the exhale. The sensation of the breath flowing in and out of your body. Let that breath guide you deeper into your Shavasana. Wherever we are, we can begin deepening our breath. We can roll to one side, stacking one hip over the other, one shoulder over the other. And with our top hand, we can press ourselves up with as little effort as possible, coming back to a comfortable seated position. Rounding down, rising up, bringing hands to heart center. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.